Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge, and today I have for you, same day, but same day as my last video I recorded, but anyway, this time I have for you the Boker Kihon. I guess that's how it's pronounced, Kihon. That's how I'm going to say it. So let me start out with a close-up of it here for you. Even though I did this during my unboxing of it, I still want to do it for my review in case somebody didn't see it. And once I get done with my close-up here, we will get into specifications. Yeah, I guess I ought to call it the Boker Burnley Kihon, right? Because I guess that's what it's called. Disregard this damage. We'll get to that in a minute during my review. All right, so specifications on this thing. Overall length is 7.75 inches with a 3.25 inch blade length. The blade is all-sate steel. They say that's a drop point. Yeah, sure. Flat grind. It is in the Blade HQ. Actually, I think these knives in general, the Kihons are Blade HQ. Let me get my little hair off of it, are Blade HQ exclusives, but the Desert Warrior pattern that you see here, or color that you see here, is definitely Blade HQ exclusive. That's the copper color blade with the green handles. Handles are aluminum. Let's see, I think I said blade is all-sate steel. It is one position carry only, and that is right hand tip up. Just got your standard, just a super standard pocket clip here. Just one screw up here holding it in. It is an automatic, so got your push button plunge lock. Know your laws in your state before you go buying an automatic. I don't want anyone getting in trouble for having something they're not supposed to, even though I think that knife laws are ridiculous, gun laws are ridiculous. Keep in mind, this is coming from a police officer now, okay? So yeah. Anyway, what else do I have in it? Made in China. I don't know that it says that on here, which is actually kind of odd. A lot of Boker's stuff is made in Taiwan, but this is supposedly made in China on this one. I don't know. I might have to do some looking in on that and see if that's actually the case, and then post a little edit down in the comments if it's not. It's just, I just know a lot of Boker's stuff is made in Taiwan, so why would this be made in China? But anyway, designer on this, oh, sorry, bumped the camera, y'all. Designer on this one is Boker Burnley of Burnley Knives. If you're familiar with his stuff, his designs, all that kind of stuff, then you will know just kind of by looking at it. You can kind of look at it and go, yeah, that's probably a Burnley design. I love his stuff. I love his designs. So this one definitely fits within that category. Let's see what else. I think that's about it for specifications on this, so let me get into review. Guys, if you can't tell that I've carried this knife, I've got a story behind this. So, I'm a police officer. One of my neighboring agencies that I work very close with, their rookie, like when I say rookie, I mean guy that literally just recently, like weeks ago, graduated from our academy, our police academy here in South Carolina, went to make a traffic stop, and the guy pulled into a driveway, and the rookie did not. He kind of missed the driveway, so here's, oh, hold on. I don't want y'all seeing that one. Where's my edited pictures? I only do 3? Alright, anyway. So, here he is. His vehicle. Just kind of, instead of finding the driveway, he found the ditch. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. So, anyway, the story behind that is, in helping him get out of the ditch, me and a couple of the local deputies there helped pick the front of his vehicle up so he could get traction on his rear wheels to get out. And in that process, my knife got scratched up. First day I had it. Very first day I had it. Like I had opened it hours ago and put it in my pocket. And this is what I get for it. So, of course, I give him a hard time about it. But, love him. He's a buddy. And it's just picking on him. That's all. No hard feelings about it. But anyway, so, guys, I really like this knife. I love this blade shape. It's got a nice edge on it. Nice kind of. There's absolutely, maybe apart from just right here a little bit, there's no flatness on it, so it's got this nice curve to it the whole way through. Comes up to a really great point for piercing. The handles, they're okay. I wish that there was a little jimping on top of the scales right here. I wish the texture on it was a little more grippy. It makes a great EDC, okay, but as far as for tactical use, it's kind of rocking on the edge a little bit for me. I would really like it to be a little more grippy, but despite that, it feels great in hand. The pocket clip here, if you'll see, it comes up fairly aggressively. That kind of builds up a little bit of a hot spot. It digs in. Disregard this pin on my hand. I was seeing if a pin I had worked. It kind of digs in a little bit. Let me get a grip on it, see if I can show it. No, it don't really show up, but it digs in a little bit right here. So, yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Alsate steel. I am not a fan at all of Alsate steel. But when a design of a knife is good enough, when it's a company that I know that I typically like the quality of, I'm kind of willing to forego that it's a steel that I hate. And that's what I did with this one. And I'm not sad that I did that. It's really a great knife. As you can see, the only ergonomic grooves or anything on this knife is right here, which that is, I guess, a plus. Well, it is a plus, but I guess that kind of makes up a little bit for there not being much texture and jimping, because that kind of helps lock your index finger into place there a little bit. It does have a lanyard hole if you want to put a lanyard on it. The action, let me get to the action on this thing. Man, the action, you know what I just realized I didn't do? I didn't do a size comparison for you. Let me do that real quick, and then I'll keep going. So here it is, up against the Paramilitary 2, up against the Bug Out, and then let me replace the Paramilitary 2 here with a full-size Boker Kalashnikov in the Wharncliffe blade. And I'm going to keep this one around now because that's one that I'm going to reference here shortly. Let's see, where was I? I'm sorry, guys. Where was I? The action on this thing. Dude, this knife slams open. I mean, it's beg when it's closed, it's sitting there going, please open me. It's just begging for it. And it just slams open. I love the action on these. The action on the Kalashnikovs are good, but man, this one is just wicked. It is ridiculous. It's even, the spring is so strong, it's even slightly, I don't want to say it's difficult, but it's noticeably more difficult to close it one-handed than it is a Kalashnikov. I mean, it's just totally different, totally noticeable, absolutely lovely as far as that goes. When it is open, when I first got it, if you haven't seen my unboxing, when I first got it, the pivot screw was so tight. The action was sluggish. The knife was just dragging. It would lock up, or it was not great. But that wasn't a big deal. It was just that the pivot was a little tight. All I had to do was loosen it up a little, and now we're good to go. When it is open, I get no up and down, blade play, and still just the slightest bit of side to side. Just barely noticeable. You just kind of feel it just slightly rocking around a little in there. Blade centering isn't perfect, okay? It's a little to the clip side here, but nothing to worry about really. Not scrubbing anywhere, nothing like that. Let's see, so I think I've already covered what I'm not a big fan of with this one. I wish the texturing on it was a little grippier. I wish it had some jimping in a few places. Of course, I wish it was a different steel, but for the total package, not that big of a deal. Guys, it's been one of those days. Sorry about that. So let me get to the price on this one. Price on these are right at $50 on Blade HQ. On one hand, I'm okay with that. On the other hand, sorry, I had to take a sip of my beer here. On the other hand, not so much. And the reason why I say that is because the Kalashnikovs are in existence. And the reason why I say it that way is because the Kalashnikovs are, 35, 40, 45, between $35 and $45, okay, for the Kalashnikovs. This one's 50, and I know that's not that big of a price difference. And I understand that part of that price difference goes with this being a Burnley design. Okay, I totally get that. I mean, if I were Lucas Burnley and I sold a design to a company, I'd want my cut of the money too. And in order for that to happen, maybe the company has to increase the price a little bit, okay? So, again, no big deal, but on the other hand, if I were talking to somebody who did not have... All right, if I were talking to somebody who had a Kalashnikov or two, just wanted another budget-friendly automatic, I would totally steer them towards the Kihon here, okay? It's a great knife. It truly is. But if I were talking to somebody who did not have an automatic, didn't have a Kalashnikov, wanted a budget-friendly automatic, nope, I'd have to tell them, go get a Kalashnikov, okay? Part has to do with the price. Part of it has to do with the overall ergonomics. The ergonomics on this one just fit my preference, okay? Again, not that these are awful, but just in my opinion, these are better, okay? As a matter of fact, here recently, my buddy, who I was talking about, parked his car in the ditch, who recently graduated from the academy, I got him a knife, and I was torn between getting him a Kalashnikov, a Kihon, or what's it called, the Boker Strike. I've got one of those, but I don't have it right here with me. All three great, decent quality automatic knives, especially for the price. I was kind of leaning toward this one because they were so new, but after holding one in my hand and thinking about the kind of knife person he is or is not, he's not a big knife guy, so I decided actually on going with the Kalashnikov for him just because of it fits that tactical it fits within those tactical parameters that I look for better than this one. Again, not saying this is a bad knife, but just if you're someone that doesn't have a Kalashnikov, get a Kalashnikov before you get this one. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say about that one. If you're someone that has a Kalashnikov, get this one. You'll love it, but you'll realize it's maybe not quite as good as the Kalashnikov. I don't know. I don't know. That's my opinions. So anyway, price $50. I guess really that's fine. It's only about what 10, $5 or $10 more than a Kalashnikov, so not that big of a deal. Definitely helping Lucas Burnley get his cut of the deal. No, I'm not. I got nothing against that whatsoever. Great design, awesome action, truly, honestly decent ergonomics. Okay, more than fine materials for the price you pay. Okay, so as far as a budget-friendly automatic, Boker themselves, whatever you get from Boker's just hard to beat. Whether it's the Strike, the Kalashnikov, the Kihon here, Boker's hard to beat as far as your budget automatics. And this one definitely fits within those parameters. It's definitely a wonderful choice for a budget-friendly automatic. So guys, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram, all that great stuff. And y'all have a good one.